there. If you are a parent or a caregiver of a child with special needs, so a nurse, somebody who works in insurance, anything, please, please, please consider watching this video or sharing it with somebody. I am not asking for financial help in any way. I'm just asking for help. And if the first person that watches this video can help me, then I just need one view. That's it. I am begging, begging, begging for advice and for help. If you want to help support any of my platforms in any way, please just watch this video or any of my other videos. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I really, really, really need advice or support or something, help from the special needs community. I have 3 girls and my middle is autistic level 2, and she has a nervous system disability and some other medical stuff that I'm not going to dive deep into in this video. It's not necessary for anybody else to know what that is other than my family and our doctors right now. I do dive deeper into that on my YouTube channel if you want to follow along with any of that. Recently, my daughter has been recommended to have a home health aide, which is basically nursing staff in our home to help with some of her issues. In order to have somebody fill that role, it has to be approved through a prior authorization through her Medicaid or medical assistance for disability. Our health insurance made an incredibly, incredibly, incredibly huge mistake, and we cannot figure out how to fix this. My doctors and evaluators, school, everything has sent in stacks of paper documenting how she needs this position to be filled. She's unable to attend school, what all of her medical problems are, why she qualifies for this. And the company denied our initial claim, almost based as if it wasn't off of my child. It almost looked like it was for a different child. They said that we already had 2 trained nurses in the house. We don't have 2 trained nurses in the house. They said that she is in school, full-time, functioning in general ed without an aide. That is not true. She collects compulsory attendance through an online school and does not participate in anything at all other than collecting attendance. She cannot attend anything at all other than collecting attendance. And all that attendance is us logging into a computer saying, hey, she's here, logging back out of the computer. That's it. Now I have a list. I'm going to hold it up without the insurance name on. This is a list of things that have happened since March 13th, 2024. So they essentially denied her these services and they didn't even look over her initial paperwork. And I'm not gonna lie, with any insurance company, I feel like they just automatically deny it first because it's just going to delay them having to pay for those services, so you have to do an appeal for it. I don't know if that's everybody else's case, but from what I've seen, it seems like everybody pretty much gets denied the first time around and then they have to do the appeal process. I'm not gonna name our insurance company or the staffing agency, it's just not important for anybody else to know but us. But in chronological order, these are the things that have happened. On 3/13, we submitted the request for the home health aide. On 3/18, additional information was requested from the insurance company, and this was things like proof of work for my husband, like what his hours were, and I think what his income was, and a few other things pertaining to my husband's job. On 3/25, they had received the extra information from the agency. By 3/27, they had denied our initial claim. On 3/28, they called Danny instead of me. I was supposed to be the main contact. They called him late at night, about 2 minutes prior to closing, to let him know that it was denied. They refused to tell him why it was denied, and they also said they could not talk to me because I was not on the paperwork. It was supposed to be the other way around. They were supposed to talk to me. They weren't supposed to call him because things like this stress him out, and he just wanted to be involved when papers were being signed at the end. And they called him instead, and it caused a ton of chaos. On 3/29, the following day, I called in to ask why it had been denied. The information they gave us did not match. We ended up getting a paper in the mail as well. That information did not match her case at all. And I called into the agent and I said, I don't know if there's a way to complain about the people who reviewed this because it doesn't even appear that it's for my own child. And at that point, she said that she could put in a complaint. She had talked about doing the appeal, and I said, I do not want to put in an appeal at this time. We had until 5/26/24 to file our appeal. So just like a month ago to file our appeal. At that point, she had mentioned about putting in a complaint, and she did submit to higher ups a complaint about the people who reviewed our initial process. First, we thought that she had done this wrong. The agent is not at fault for any of this. She did her part right. We thought that she had accidentally submitted an appeal on our behalf, but from my understanding, that's not what happened. So the complaint was filed. There was no grievance, no appeal filed at any point during this time. On 4/11, a letter got sent about the grievance process, which is the appeal. So I got a letter saying, hey, we received your appeal, even though no appeal was ever submitted at all. At no point was an appeal submitted. I called in, so that was 4/1, the grievance letter was sent. On 4/3, we got an issue day for our grievance review, which again, we didn't submit a grievance, we didn't submit an appeal. We should not have gotten that. On that paper, it said we needed to be in a certain location at a certain time to state our case, essentially. On 4/8, I called in and I talked to two very nice agents who both put in a withdrawal to that appeal that was never submitted, right? And the withdrawals to the appeal were ignored. The two agents put them in correctly. We have gone through an investigation with the company already. They were submitted properly. Somewhere after those were submitted, they were ignored and nothing was done about it. On 4/24, the hearing happened anyways without my husband and I there because we were unaware that the hearing was happening. We had no idea at all. The following day on 4/25, our appeal was denied because we did not show up. 4/26, the denial of the first level appeal was made official, and then 6/25, I called in to ask about it because the agency decided to resubmit our claims, and it was immediately denied, saying that at a federal level, we were locked out for making our claims for 120 days. I called into the company. I've spent about 8 hours on the phone with them. They looked at it over the weekend. They figured out that the claim that the agent put in, somewhere down the line, somebody turned that into an appeal, and the withdrawals were then ignored on that appeal, and everything happened, and now we are blocked out from getting my child the care that she needs. I don't know what to do. The company called me this morning saying, listen, we messed up, we're sorry, but we can't fix it. They told us we have to wait that 120 days before we can file again for her care. I'm at a total loss of what I need to do from here. I did call a Medicaid attorney and I have not heard back yet. They know that they messed up. They know that I have a case if I want to go that route. But now I don't know what I'm supposed to do from here because I can't really wait the 120 days to resubmit. They said I could resubmit with a different agency and it would probably not be declined for being like a duplicate of the previous one that was denied since it was with a different agency. That's not fair to the agency that has put a lot of work in already. If I change insurance companies, it's going to take longer for that change to take effect than it will for this 120 days to run out. I'm not sure that I necessarily want to submit another claim with the same insurance company, but at the same time, I don't want to have to take even longer than that 120 days. The only other thing I can do is I can do a third-party fair hearing that also takes 90 days, and since this process started back in March, that 90 days is also going to surpass the 120-day band that we are currently experiencing. I asked them what would happen if this was a life or death situation for a child, and they said they would not be able to do anything. There is nothing they could do at this point. They would be unable to give the care for that child who is in a life-threatening position. So my only guess would be that should this become a life or death situation for us or anybody else that has gone through this, that child needs to go to a hospital and will live in a hospital for those 120 days until they can come home with their nursing staff. I don't know what else would come of that, and that is a horrible situation, especially for a 6-year-old or a younger child. They don't understand that, and so now I have to go through all of this again. I have to resubmit everything. I have to go through probably a denial and then a first level appeal and have my doctors and our evaluators and people from the school or whoever wants to be involved speak for us and on our behalf and obviously state our story as well. But that's not fair to anybody. It's not fair that my child is being denied her medical services because somewhere in the system somebody screwed up really, really bad. And now they say that 120 days is a Medicaid federal level, and since it has been pushed to a federal level, we can't do anything. They are stuck. They messed up, they put it at a federal level, and they cannot fix it. So if anybody has any idea of what I'm supposed to do, what I can do, please let me know, because I'm desperate. I'm tired, I'm exhausted, and I don't know what to do. So please let me know if anybody has any ideas. And thanks for listening. I'll update you guys if I find anything else out.